Hello and welcome to my vintage audiophile channel. This is my 57th video, and today I'm going to be reviewing the MCS 3265 receiver, which came out about 84-85 era. It was made by NEC for JCPenney, and it at the time was very futuristic. And even by today's standards, it's still pretty futuristic looking, like nothing else that was available at the time or has been really copied much since then. Maybe that's why it didn't last too long in their lineup. They had a whole series of them. They had 3247, 3227, a 3265, and then the flagship, which was a 3285. The last two numbers of the model designation designated how many watts per channel were in the receiver itself. So this one is 65 watts a channel. It still works pretty good. It's not quite up to snuff where it should be when it was 35 years ago. One thing is the tuner's a little bit out of alignment, even though it still tunes to the stations. The broadcasts don't come in stereo. One of these days I need to take it apart and see if I can't fix that problem. It's probably just one of the diodes in there that has drifted a little bit that needs to be changed. Let me turn it on for you and I'll let you see what it looks like. It is a digital unit, which most of them by that time were. And I'm just going to turn it down for now. As you can see also too, when you push buttons, the display blinks, so I have a feeling there's something probably needs to be changed in the power supply too, so that it doesn't do that. But for now it's fine for me. I don't mind it. I don't use it that much like I used to, so it isn't something that I have to worry about too much. It does have lots of buttons on it, as you can see, and if you can see close enough, some of them already have indicator lights on, and that's because that's the way I have it set. First off, you have a power here, and then below that you have the main and the remote speakers that you can turn off or on. For selectors, it has tuner, video 1, tape 1, phono, video 2, and tape 2. Nice thing about this is you can use both moving magnet or moving coil cartridges on your turntable, and it'll play them because it has a button here for moving magnet, or a button you can push in for moving coil, which makes it really easy to control. Sometimes they either don't have that on at all, or some of the other ones will have it on the back, and then you gotta go around to back and switch it if you want to switch off between different cartridges. This one's on the front, making it very convenient. Over here you've got a tape dubbing. You can go from dub from 1 to 2, or if you push this button you can dub from 2 to 1. Then you've got your turnovers here at 250 hertz, 500 hertz, 1.5 kHz, and 3 kHz. Here's your stereo mono button, the mute button, a loudness button, and a high filter button. Over here you have your FM mute, which if I turn it on, then you can't hear nothing. You got your AM or FM and AM selectors. You can program up to 16 channels in here. Your tuning up and down button. Then you've got your auto this is the auto for auto remembering of tracks. And these are your preset buttons. And your preset enter for programming preset. You get your indicators here for signal strength on your FM dial. Of course, here's your FM dial indicator. Over here you've got your bass and treble, which here you've got a bass up and down, treble up and down, balance left and right, centered, and volume up and down. Right now I've got it at max minimum so that there's nothing playing here. I will turn it up here so you can see that the radio is working.
When I was on the Mac versus PC ads, and those ended just about 10 years ago, which is hard to believe. And it's been downhill ever since. So, but it makes sense, because it's good to be back on the radio.
And if I put it onto phono here, I've got an MCS, not very top of the line, just a standard MCS belt drive semi-automatic turntable here. I'll put that on, let you see that is working. We have to turn it up a little bit. So you can see that that works for the phono. Off to the left here, out of range, I have a CD player hooked up to the Video 1 output because this does not have a CD output on it. It was too early yet for MCS to incorporate that into their receivers. They didn't have any CD players in their line of products. That didn't come till about a year later. So I have it hooked up to the Video 1. I'm going to hit Video 1 here. And then I'm going to turn on this so you can see that that works also. Don't have a cassette deck hooked up to it right now, but there's no reason to believe that that isn't working because it has in the past. Just didn't dig one out to test it out with on here, but you can see that it does work and it does sound really good. MCS is one of those brands that kind of fly under the radar, although they are gaining steam and some of their products are getting pretty good prices nowadays. But it took a long time for people to discover that. Just within the last, I'd say, 10 to 15 years, have people started collecting MCS stuff, just like they started collecting Realistics Radio Shack stuff. When it comes to their electronics, probably the last MCS that rolled off the line as far as electronics went was probably about 1987, 88. So this was kind of towards the end, but they hadn't given up on them yet, so they still were producing pretty good stuff. And NEC is known for very good products. And quite a few of their better stuff was made by NEC. I'm not sure exactly who made this particular turntable, but it kind of looks like it might be a Hitachi. They did have a number of their stuff when it came to both speakers and turntables made by Techniques. They were just rebranded Techniques players. You could find the same model somewhere in the Techniques line that was being done by MCS with their label slapped on it. So that is my review of this particular receiver. It works good. It is starting to get up there in price. If you happen to find one fairly cheap, don't hesitate to pick it up, and you won't be disappointed with it. I've had mine for a long time. I never had to just do any servicing on it. I just finally got it out of storage and noticed a few things that had happened since I last did it, but it's nothing that I need to address immediately. But I will eventually. I may make another video sometime down the line with the same unit after it's been serviced, so you can see that it does definitely work great. And but that's somewhere down the line. So if you like this video and you would like to ask me any questions about it, or leave any comments, please don't hesitate to do that. I do answer all questions and comments. Please subscribe to my channel. Please stay safe and have a great weekend. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.